Send game time, hooray. Oh look, Miblins.
Yay.
No, it's Mooblins. You fucking pygmy things. Fuck off, folks.
I want a potato.
Okay, wait, they're not. I don't think they're Italian, alright?
What was that, Italian in Mario and Luigi?
I'm pretty sure it was historically accurate.
So, Ganondorf is this guy from a race of desert people, right?
Yep.
Who
Sand people?
Who have like one male child every
100 years.
forever or so. Yeah.
How does that work?
Okay. Why did he select a pig to be his representation on all of his emblems?
Who said it was his choice?
Yeah, I always just kind of thought that it just kind of happened.
Well, I mean, he decided on it at some
He
point.
ran with it. Like, I don't know. I'm more wondering is like if for the Gerudo clan, there's a male every 100 years. How does that work?
I don't know. They breed with other people.
Well, I don't know. Maybe it's the reverse of the queen bee, except in human form and male.
Anyone for tennis?
No. I put ping pong though.
See, this moment right here was Miyamoto's inspiration for Wii Sports. This looks fun. Let's make a game out of
We'll
this.
make a game out of that.
I think we already have it, Miyamoto. It's called tennis.
No, it is mine.
Yeah.
I am Miyamoto.
I'm going to travel back in time and invent tennis.
You can't out-invent me, you peasant. I always love hearing like interviews with Miyamoto where he talks about that stuff. Like before Galaxy came out, I forget, isn't it like a Ratchet and Clank game where like there's like a level with kind of that kind of gravity physics, and his response was just, "What's Ratchet and Clank? I've never heard of it." It's like, okay, Miyamoto. It's like, okay, you jerk.
Like, just because you haven't heard of it doesn't mean someone didn't do it first.
No. Sonic Adventure 2, fuck you.
It's interesting because you think a game designer would pay attention to that stuff.
What's Sonic Adventure 2? Sounds disappointing. Fuck you, Miyamoto.
Oh, first off, shut up. Second off, Miyamoto's gone on record saying that he doesn't actually play video games very much. So I don't think he does.
Which would explain why all of his design choices are 20 years out of date at this point.
It's like, if I play a game, I'm sure I'm going to...
Well, you know, if this were
my
if
God.
this were in fact 20 years ago, I could understand not knowing much about other video games. But we live in the age of the internet, where it takes about 5 minutes to research what the new hotness is in the gaming
That's what
industry.
YouTube's for.
Yeah.
I am Mr. Miyamoto, and I do not proclaim to know what the current hotness is.
I don't claim to know what anything is.
And you know, on some level, I understand staying away from other people who do the same thing creatively, so that you don't accidentally rip them off. But
You do have to keep some tabs on it, otherwise
Yeah,
you'll
yeah.
inadvertently rip
Yeah,
them off.
it is required. I mean, if you're looking to make a mark in the business, you know, assuming you're not deliberately doing it for whatever artistic purpose you think you're doing it for, you need to have your finger on the pulse.
yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, if it was a lesser known franchise that he said he'd never heard of, then I could understand that, because I've never heard of it probably. But Ratchet and Clank
Gears of War, what the fuck's that shit?
But Ratchet and Clank is one of those ones that you know, it's pretty easy to find out about.
Yeah, it's like one of PlayStation's flagship franchises. You think he'd know of it?
Yeah.
Well, he did say he heard of, I think, it Crash, like he said good things about, I think, at one point.
Well, you can't not hear about Crash either.
Yeah, because it's not there anymore,
Yeah, but I've never really...
and therefore cannot threaten Mario's run.
Well, I mean, like, Crash Bandicoot was on the cover of, like, every magazine that ever featured a PlayStation thing ever. So.
Yeah, but Ratchet and Clank I've always thought was less, less successful in some sense, but like, it never really had as huge of a presence as.
Oh yeah,
like
but that's because Ratchet and Clank and Jak and Daxter to an extent were platformers in the age when platformers were on their way out as flagship genre. That was the era when first person shooters were stepping up and taking that throne.
Yeah, even still though, like what Ratchet and Clank game had that mechanic? Like the fourth or fifth one. It's not. You can't really blame him for not knowing about a specific gimmick for the
Well,
fourth
yeah,
game
but
in a franchise.
he said he didn't. He said he had never heard of Ratchet and Clank.
Oh, Ratchet and Clank in general. Okay, maybe that's
Yeah.
a little bit less.
Yeah,
That's a
what
little
I'm
bit.
saying.
Okay, so
You know.
my.
Although
my bad.
Miyamoto was a big fan of Gex.
What? Oh, right. That actually does make sense because Gex has the.
That was a joke, dude. No one fucking likes Gex. What are you talking about?
No. That actually would make some sense though at the time, because Gex was in an awkward between point where, like, Nintendo had Mario 64, and Rare hadn't stepped up yet. So it was that Gex 2 was the game that filled the time.
That was Croc, Legend of the Gobos.
Well, Croc did too, but it also did so very, very awkwardly.
Croc.
Um,
I have a soft spot for Croc.
I love Croc. It's like if it's one of those really frustrating as fuck games. Why doesn't the analog stick work? But like if
yeah.
If
Why
that
does it
looks-
have tank controls?
because he's a crocodile, you fool. What are you talking about? He's
Well,
built like a tank.
You know, the tank controls in Gex. No, not Gex. Croc. I'm sorry.
Gex,
they're both
Legend of the
they're both
Gobos.
green platforming lizards. I kind of got that. Kind of got my wires crossed there. The tank controls in Croc work fine for what they do because they
Yeah, the level design was built around them.
Yeah.
Although the game's kind of the exploration factor in the game is also kind of not all the way there. In the sense that there's very little point in it.
The only Croc game I've ever played was Croc 2 on the Game Boy Color.
You poor bastard. I will say Croc 1 I still think has one of the most charming like intro stories
Yeah.
ever written in a game manual. Like they talk about like the leader of the Gobos was feared he was called something like you know, nocturnally intolerant, but then in brackets says little did people know it actually stood for nocturnally lactose intolerant, and he became much less threatening. People knew that. It was shit like that I fucking loved about the Croc the Croc series. It was all kind of cool.
Also a great soundtrack.
You went and skipped the enemies up the stairs, and then you had to go and kill them all.
Yep.
And why are you not using light arrows?
I like fighting the Dark Nuts.
Oh, you're like wasting time.
Do the light arrows?
Oh,
do more
you're one of
damage?
those boys.
I see.
The light arrows one-shot everything.
This part was only originally going to be 14 minutes long. You know, we got to shut that shit to half an hour, but don't use those light arrows.
But John, aren't we all wasting time here when you really think about it?
All right, Nihilist, shut
Yeah,
up.
can we? We're not the Nihilist Arby's account, okay?
Well, I thought Lewis was just referring to doing YouTube LPs in general.
No, I was being philosophical. I was being
Oh.
philosophical as shit.
You
Camera.
pretentious douche. Oh god. It's like we just saw the fucking backwards arse of the staircase, and I've never been felt more awkward in my life.
Quick, like backwards long jump up.
Yeah, the programmers clearly did not expect anyone to skip the enemies on the way up. Which is funny because skipping enemies is like one of the most popular speedrunning tactics where it's allowed. I mean, Resident Evil 4, if you're speedrunning that game, you're basically not shooting anything. You're just running past it all. Unless the game stops you and forces you to fight.
Well,
I'm getting my boots wet.
skipping enemies is really popular because it's like it doesn't take high skill strats or anything. You can just walk around shit.
Yeah. I mean, you gotta be a little bit careful in Resident Evil 4, especially in areas where there are like bear traps and wire traps and all of that kind of stuff. But actually running past the enemies is not hard because they shamble around like, well, zombies.
He is not a zombie.
The Ganados are totally zombies. Just because they're slightly smarter does not change that.
He is not a zombie.
I can see this girl's dreams. Oh, I immediately regret this.
I can tap into her brainwaves.
We need to go deep.
No, you see, no, we're talking about Tetra here. Somehow I don't think she's actually having those dreams. Tetra's the kind of person I imagine dreams of, like,
Shirtless Link.
Probably, yeah.
Mailman
No,
Link.
she's sitting on a beanbag chair drinking strawberry milkshakes with 3 shirtless Links surrounding her, which she ignores to play a video game in her dream.
And they're all huge and buff up with Link's tiny little head.
Which is why she's ignoring them. They're terrifying. But
There is something creepy about that. Just that Ganondorf look like his pupilless eyes.
I also
He
find
has
the
a
whole
creepy
transformation
smile.
thing really creepy, and the first time I played this game, I was expecting actual Ganon, but then, nope, you get this thing.
Oh god, Buddha, what happened to you?
oh, jeez.
This is the prototype stage of Amiibo you really don't want to look at.
This is a fucking Vector Man boss fight.
This is the quality assurance process.
It's a vector. It's a fucking Ganon Devil from Mega. It's the Mega Man crossover we always wanted. Use the elect beam.
I don't have that.
Oh damn it!
No pause trick.
What was it
I
Ted
have
called
the
this?
quick boomerang, though.
What was it Ted called this thing before? The Macy's Day Parade float of Ganon?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Like, I know that Wind Waker's supposed to be the cartoony Zelda, but you can still have a threatening Ganon without making him Pinocchio, you know?
Hey, the Mother series did that shit all the time. Creepy bosses and cartoony art style.
Yeah, you can make them mix. I don't think we've ever seen a real Toon Ganon, though.
No, we haven't.
So,
Because Ganon's not in the
Well,
sequels to this
apart
game.
from the original, who is plenty toony.
well, Wind Waker
also a little bit
styled
loony.
Ganon, I guess.
Yeah.
So wait, they don't bring Ganon back at all for the other, for the DS Zeldas? Nope.
No.
I'm surprised. Zelda,
Well, because you know how this game ends.
it's weird. Zelda seems plenty willing to try different enemies for their games, unless if it's a major 3D one, in which case they always go back to Ganon. So, yeah.
Well, makes sense. He is the
He's the famous one, so.
he's the Bowser of this franchise, so it makes sense why they keep going back to
Yeah,
him.
but people are also very sick of Bowser as well.
But the thing is that other villains in the series don't leave as much of a impression as Ganon does.
Vati comes close at points, but.
Vati the Mage comes close, yeah. But besides that, I can't think of anything else besides Ganon. I have to stop and think. to think of
Jerry.
villains. But you see, Jerry's a puppet of Ganon.
True. Oh, so this is Jerry.
It's puppet because we're fighting Puppet Ganon.
Yeah, Macy's.
I was gonna bring up the Oracle games, but those are actually Ganon too. If you
Zant was pretty good for a while.
So what happened there? You went to aim your boomerang and switched to the bow out of nowhere.
also Ryan, Zant's way better. Zant would be better if they made him crazy the entire time instead of having him be like pretending to have
Actual
him be
threat.
serious. Like, I think you could have easily... Like, I love Zant in Hyrule Warriors because he's just a goddamn madman, and it's incredible. Like, if you look up some of his adventure mode dialogue, it's hilarious. Like, he says, the party doesn't start till I walk in. Well, not that, but it's basically that.
That's a line from a fucking Kesha song, Ted.
I know, but the actual line is like, the party doesn't truly start until I have arrived, is what the actual line is. So I like to think that Zant is a closet Kesha fan. So, but so there's potential there, and you could have very easily rewritten it so that he's like fanatically worshipping
In
Ganon.
love with Kesha.
Well, yeah. Ganon is secretly Kesha, so it would all work in the end.
Ganl, you are a Ganosaur. I knew it.
Oh, okay, so you keep on shooting the light arrows, and I keep on thinking like somebody's trying to lock their car or something.
No.
Yeah, I won!
Yay!
Yay, murder!
Well,
But was it even alive to begin with?
I do
Yeah,
like that
I
they
mean-
remixed the victory theme into something spooky for, like, it's, oh, you think
Phase
you win.
2.
so
Spider!
Spider Pig?
Look at those fucking faces.
Oh,
It is Spider Pig.
It's Peter
Yeah.
Porker, Spider Ham.
Wait a minute, that thing only has 6 legs. That's not an arachnid.
Oh, you're right.
This thing is a sham.
Spider sham. Spider sham. Can't do nothing that a spider can.
This is like the easiest form of any boss in this entire game,
It's
really.
pathetic. Because I think what happens, like, if you happen to not land by its ass for some reason, it'll spin, and that's hard to avoid.
But the problem is you can see where he's coming from.
And you have more than enough time to get to that positioning.
And that's
Yeah.
form 2.
Oh, Jesus Christ, that was quick. I looked away from the screen for like 3 seconds and it's already done.
Phase 3.
Ganon Pillar. One day it will
I wish
evolve
you could just
into a
look up
beautiful
and see
Ganon
behind a
fly.
curtain.
You mean a Ganon free?
No, well, it's kind of confusing. I never really understood how in Gen 3 you were supposed to evolve him. It was something involving his IVs, but sometimes you get a dust Ganon, and that one's just not nearly as good looking. So
The Ganon free is the bad ending of Zelda 2.
Ryan, does Ganon know that you're standing over there just pelting him with light arrows? Like,
Guess not.
What is this? Okay, there he is. Now he's finally brightened up.
are those guys just there for you to kill and get magic?
Yep.
Okay. And I'm guessing magic is
Yeah,
a
otherwise
high...
this fight would be impossible.
I'm guessing magic is a high drop from them, then. Oh, look at that!
Yeah.
He hit you! Holy shit.
You know, this whole puppet Ganon boss would make a whole lot more sense in a Paper Mario game.
Paper Zelda.
Color splash.
Oh god, don't. The internet will go crazy over that. This isn't what Zelda's meant to be.
I am vaguely looking forward to Color Splash, but kind of in
And
a
Puppet Ganon's
passive
down.
way.
You shouldn't be, apparently. You shouldn't be interested in that game at all.
Well, people
Yeah.
can be interested in whatever the hell they want. I'm just confused about it.
That's not what the internet told me, Ted.
I'm interested in it, but I also kind of about its direction, because I am not a fan of the sticker star idea.
I just wish that
Nah.
there were characters, like real characters, and not nameless people. That's my biggest issue with the whole thing.
But Ted, they point that out. That's fine, right?
Yeah, if you're being ironic about it, that doesn't make it any better. Actually, no, it's not. That doesn't work. I'm sorry. So anyway, was Ganon just like watching from the rafters, being like, "Hey, look at my science project. It's totally beating up that 5-year-old over there."
Thank you. Thank God he shrunk before he went any further. We're about to get an upskirt shot of fucking Ganondorf. Ugh.
Oh yeah.
So you
Link,
can't
grab the
use-
rope.
Ganon dick.
Oh, you need to jump to grab the
Let
rope.
go.
Link, you can't reach up and grab it. You have to jump at
No,
it.
that requires manually jumping. The fuck are you thinking?
I'm still in a dream. Wind
That's why I'm playing, yep.
Waker. Bam, 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 bam. Oh, damn it, Ryan.
I am
He's
playing
actually
it.
playing the song.
You know, that song actually goes into the whole Zelda's Dreaming of Oceans thing right now.
Oh wait, do we have to keep on climbing?
Yeah.
Oh damn.
Oh man, you know that's such an easy mistake to make. I'm willing to bet that pretty much everyone has done it at some point.
Yep.
Oh man,
I was kind of hoping he'd fall off again.
Again.
it looked like you came very close to overshooting there.
That's why this part's 40 minutes. Ryan falls off 15 times in a row.
One thing one thing I will say I like about Link's rope climbing animation is that he's actually bundling up the rope as he climbs.
Yeah, it's just a nice little touch.
For someone who can't jump, he has amazing upper body strength.
It's all in his arms.
So he has to do a handstand before jumping?
Yeah, yeah, like Mario versus Donkey Kong.
when you put it that way, it makes a hell of a lot of sense.
So how does a feather let him jump then?
Well, the feather is the one that does the jumping for him. It goes under his feet, and it takes off. At least I think it does.
Makes more sense than anything I could come up with, at the very least.
And then Link just throws his sword at the target.
I'm sick of this.
Oh, what did you think was going to accomplish?
I like how they have a bullseye for the hook shot there, just to tell you to use the hook shot, because you can hook shot onto any point in that wooden ceiling.
What happened to Zelda's big cape thing she was wearing a second ago when she went find with Ganondorf?
I have no idea what you're talking about, Ganon.
That face for Link is just dead.
It's his mouth.
You're going to have to put this in simpler terms. I'm kind of the idiot of my village.
This is where they attempt to paint Ganondorf in a somewhat sympathetic light.
Except I don't care.
I admire the attempt.
It's completely lost though when he, in about 4 seconds, he starts pummeling a 5-year-old. Which I'm honest with you, it's like, for obviously in terms of its art design, this is obviously going for a more like kitty, cutie kind of Zelda. This ending surprisingly violent, I think, for a Zelda game. It's tonally, it doesn't mesh well with the rest of the game. But, like the first time this happened, I was like, holy shit! I felt shocked when we got to see Ganondorf just beat the fuck out of Link here.
I actually kind of like the fact that at this point, when Link finally faces him, he says, "Okay, I'm not gonna fuck around. Just beat the shit out of him. Don't give him a chance."
Exactly. Yeah, I like that. I like how if only that sword was like 5 inches to the left, the Legend of Zelda would have ended right now.
He also tells him that he's not gonna kill him.
Well,
do you think he was bullshitting that, or?
Well, there's no point. Once he gets to Triforce, he doesn't care.
Well, it's just, I don't really get the idea that, I lived in the desert my whole life, so if I get the Triforce, I can make the world better, because we see what happens when Ganon gets the Triforce, because it happens quite a few times, and every single time it happens, the entire world's turned into a wasteland that's really no better than the desert. So
the Hyrule town becomes a wasteland. Everything else is fine.
no, there's a dark sky, John, which means it's spooky and awful and bad.
Boy, you know what? The Hyrule town was full of racists. They had it coming.
Triangles.
Always with the triangles.
But I love this. This is like, you're talking about the top 5 trollish moments in Zelda history. It's this right here.
Yeah,
where the King of Hyrule just essentially goes, lol, no.
LOL, nope. Get fucked, Ganondorf.
I went on a technicality. You didn't touch it yet.
Neener, neener, neener.
Where the hell did you come from?
What I desire. Give Ganondorf a really small dick. No! My one superpower, no!
Call it Ganon dick.
Ganon dick. It is just like, if I was Link, I'd be like, you mean to tell me you was a fucking person the entire time? Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, essentially.
I thought you were made of wood. I've been riding in you for days.
Yeah, but Link riding the King of Hyrule in his human form in the scene. That didn't sit well with focus test groups.
Come on, it'd be hilarious.
The test groups thought it was very creepy that the small child was riding the fat king.
No, I mean, but like the King of Hyrule on his stomach,
Like dolphin jumping everywhere.
like a goddamn jet ski.
like fucking Aquaman in the old Justice League cartoon,
Exactly.
battling down the ocean. See, Ganondorf thinks it's hilarious. He's thinking about it right now.
Wow.
Now the king's like, peace out. I've ruined his plan. I've made him really super
it's all
fucking
up to
mad.
you
Now
you small child.
The King of Red I don't know who's more evil. The King of Red Lions or Ganondorf.
Well,
both
either way,
dicks.
Tetra gets at least one nice moment before the game ends, so that's cool.
Very well then. For the king's actions, I'm going to kill this 10-year-old.
Yeah, that's not very nice.
Well,
Like,
well
the king
technically,
just like
technically, the king's already dead, so.
King's just like, peace out, Girl Scout. I'll leave this guy for you. I'm gonna go turn back into a ship and meet you outside, Link, if you survive.
My ship self sails in the morning.
Does that mean himself?
Hold on. Gotta take a selfie.
Okay, everyone smile.
Yeah.
Gotta take a selfie. No!
Fuck Twitter.
I had to.
Link,
Hashtag Ganondorf so mad.
looks like Ganon's really upset that Link has more Instagram followers. So
That's what Ganondorf wanted the Triforce for. I wish I was the most subscribed person on Instagram. The king's like, I
what
want
hit me?
Ganondorf to be blocked. I want Ganondorf to be banned from all social media.
oh, I'm sorry, Link. I accidentally shot you with the light arrows instead. Oh, my bad. Oops, I'm sorry, Link. I just keep on hitting you with these light arrows. I don't know why. I'm aiming for Ganondorf.
man.
I swear.
Now, that just sounds like something out of the Legend of Zelda cartoon.
Hey, people mock that Zelda was a competent fighter in that show. Was that the first time for a while she wasn't just like, save me, Link, save me.
Yeah, and depending on what episode you were watching, that was either endearing or completely obnoxious.
The whole show was obnoxious. Like, everything about that show was insufferable. Except for the fact that...
There were certain episodes where it felt like the writers knew what they were doing and kind of came up with an okay story. Then there were other episodes where it was just like, hey, dude, what should we write this time?
Royal Water.
The Royal Water Park.
The fact that the first episode opens with Link essentially being a peeping Tom staring at Zelda when she's sleeping sets the tone for the entire show. It's just
Yeah.
wrong. Everything about that show is wrong, except for the fact that you got like orchestral versions of the Zelda thing. That's the first time you'd heard it with an orchestra. That's
Yeah.
the music's fucking amazing. Everything else is just so bad.
A lot of the story feels like it was written by someone who didn't really like The Legend of Zelda much.
Well, to give him some credit at that point, it was just the first game. There wasn't exactly this expanded lore. And they did have things like the characters from the first game, and the plot kind of works, but just like in terms of the personalities they chose for the characters did not work.
Yeah.
And that's
Fair.
fucking again. I didn't expect Wind Waker to end with Child Link fucking embedding a sword in Ganondorf's head. You don't expect this cute, friendly Zelda game to end this way.
And as far as timelines goes, this is the end of Ganondorf. He dies here.
But
Yeah.
in this timeline, anyway, right?
Yeah.
In this timeline, this is the final game.
And I forget
Of
this
Ganondorf.
is Link wins Ocarina. I forget
Link,
what
wait,
timeline this is.
Link wins. This is
Future timeline.
This is the future timeline where Link goes back and time continues from this point forward. So like Ganondorf
Okay.
wasn't like really dead, and the guy so Link wins, and then immediately after Link leaves, Ganon's like, "Lol, shit, I'm still here," and Zelda's like, "Oh, fuck." So and what are we gonna do, gods? Dump water on him, I guess.
Trains.
It worked for Noah.
The song that's playing right now is called Farewell Hyrule King. It's a very somber piano rendition of the Hyrule Castle theme. It's fucking gorgeous.
Do you think at some point? I know they did with like Spirit Tracks and
Phantom Hourglass.
but do you think they'll ever come back to this timeline, as it were, of Zelda, or do you think like Nintendo are pretty much done?
Hard to say, really.
I don't think
it-
it's out of the question.
Well, I mean, like, again, but by that I don't mean a game that uses this art style, but it's a game in this timeline. Do you think we'll ever come back here?
That wouldn't surprise me if we do at some point. I just don't know what they would do.
Yeah.
Yeah, like maybe for I don't expect to see another console 3D game in either the Wind Waker style or the Wind Waker timeline, to be honest. So, but yeah, I don't know, maybe.
So you're saying this land is my land. It isn't your land.
It'll be your land. Get fucked. I ain't dealing with those property taxes.
Link has the light speed dash. Ready? Go! This is some fucked up shit.
Huh.
Wait, I forgot to give myself one. Help!
I want my sword back. No, this is mine.
Yeah, what is his
Save
reason
me, my
for
boy.
not joining everybody?
He's already dead.
He's already dead. Then how is he a boat?
Spirit stuff, I don't know.
He can still be a boat. There's no reason for him to not continue to be a boat.
That was the proof of concept for one of the other Zelda games. Spirit of I don't know.
Spirit of I don't know.
Now, you see, the real reason Link is reaching back is like, no, I paid a fortune for that Switch sale. Give it back. I give it
He was
back.
reaching for the sword.
I would love it then if in Spirit Tracks the Spirit Track itself was just the king again. He just transformed into a train this time.
How long were we out here? Tetra, you got a tan again.
She also
My
lost the
wings are
dress,
getting in the water.
and
Yeah,
her hair
that's
was magically tied up.
That's creepy. Who undressed me, Link? I don't remember doing that shit.
Hey, don't look at me. I don't know how to do hair.
Duh.
How convenient. We happened to pop up right next to the pirate ship.
And my sister's there. Hooray. I love these things. I love how adorable this kid is. Look how expression this little bastard is. I love him.
Still dumb as a rock, though.
Hey, how you doing? Now get us out of here. We're drowning, you idiots.
Oh look, they're waving. They're waving. Fucking get us out of here.
Alfonso, you're finally piloting something.
Leave it to me.
What should we do with the ending, CG director? Just keep panning, have them keep waving.
Keep panning, have them wave.
Panning, always
Except Melody.
panning.
Melody's too tired. She can't wave.
So if the way that they keep on panning around this boat, it's almost like somebody was sexually attracted to it. Like, oh yeah, show that hole. Oh man, poor
You know what
Tsar,
this?
poor
You know what
Tsar.
it's like? It's like fucking Star Trek: The Motion
I was
Picture.
just
It's
about to say that.
nothing but fucking beauty shots of the Enterprise.
That is a 5-minute establishing shot of the Enterprise.
Enterprise over and over. I will say that it's a very odd final scene of just 2 minutes of this Link and Tetra just in the water waving. He's like, do we want to show them getting picked up on the boat? Nah, let's keep waving at each other for 6 hours. That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
I do like this ending credits theme.
It's basically just the title screen, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a bit more picked up pace, though.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a more it's bombastic, I would say. That's
Dare I
probably-
say it's more bubbly?
I can't. I haven't played the original Wind Waker in quite some time. Did the original credits look like this, or was
Yes.
this like a? Okay.
Yes.
I like this. This kind of looks like what if this movie was like a Studio Ghibli movie. This is what I would expect the credits to look like. Just kind of fun,
Like
and bouncy.
Ponyo.
Yeah, exactly like Ponyo. Zelda, 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 fishy of the sea.
Okay.
It's the Ponyo theme song, but I ruined it by adding the word Zelda into it.
I saw it in theaters.
I like Ponyo. Ponyo's a good movie.
That was a good one. Yeah, I like it.
Oh god, we got 5 minutes of credits left to fill.
But do we like this game? Final thoughts.
I like this game. It's not my favorite Zelda game, but it's one I definitely do come back to every now and again.
I haven't played it, so I have really no solid opinion. But there's stuff in it that kind of keep me from wanting to play it, I guess. I get why people like it.
It has problems. Don't get me wrong. It's a solid entry to the franchise.
I get why people
Yeah.
like it, I guess, is all I can really say about it. So, yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, give me that paycheck. Woo.
Well, it's got its points worth complaining about. It's just that when it first came out, most of the points that people complained about weren't the points that were worth complaining about. Which is typical, really, but...
We should just not have video games anymore. Because we can just... all
It's the only
Video
way.
games were a mistake.
Yeah,
Shigeru Miyamoto.
It was nothing but trash.
It stinks! It stinks! It stinks!
Yes, Mr. Miyamoto, everything stinks.
We peaked at Ocarina of Time. No more Zelda games.
His Wind Waker HC never asked me for anything ever again.
Aesthetically, it's still my favorite. One of my favorite Zelda games. Period.
Hell yeah. I would say though, I think as you know, Ryan and the brought up, like it's not perfect. There are issues. This version obviously fixes a few of the issues. I will say there is a small part of me that I normally don't go for this at all. So this is the only exception. But I think the aesthetics and the the overall presentation helps me kind of overlook some of the more glaring, like this should have been fixed issues the game has, because it's such a fucking charming game.
Yeah.
From beginning to end, it just oozes charm, and I love it. This probably is my favorite Zelda.
Huh. Okay. I disagree, but
fuck you, Tony.
I'm still more for Link's Awakening, but.
Link's Awakening is a great game. It's I kind of go back and forth between this and A Link to the Past. A Link to the Past I had so much fun with in my youth, but yeah, they're fun.
Well, I separate. I separate.
I'm sorry, guys. I meant to say Skyward Sword. That's my favorite Zelda game.
There we go.
Okay, we've met that quota, so looks like we're all set there.
No, Johnny has to give his thoughts, I think.
No, I was talking about the Skyward Sword quota.
Oh.
Yeah. But before HD came out, the last time I fully played Wind Waker was about 8 to 9 years ago. And I can count the number of times I played and beat Wind Waker completely with my hand. I can go back to it, but it's not the one I'll immediately go back to. Like, I'll go to Link to the Past, Link Between Worlds, Majora's Mask, and Ocarina of Time before I go back to Wind Waker. That said, when I do get in the mood for it, I enjoy it, but again, the major mechanic of this game, which is sailing, just turns me off of it, because out of all the ways you travel through Hyrule in any Zelda game, Wind Waker is my least favorite, just in terms of...
But the music, Johnny!
The music is good, but only for like 10 minutes, buddy!
Lies, you sack of shit! I can listen to that theme for hours!
I think the game just needed more on-foot gameplay to balance out the sailing, to be honest.
Or just more interesting things to do while sailing.
The tiny side islands are nice, but they could have used some more full-fledged dungeons to flesh things out.
And as Ted liked to bring up, this game has very few bosses.
Oh, shut up! That's far from the stupidest thing I've said on this channel. To keep on harping on.
Ted, the reason why I said it was because you said it within this. You said it twice within like 2 minutes. That's why it's funny to me. You're like, this game has barely any bosses. It's like, this game has barely any bosses.
You have said it more than I have, Mr. FTA.
All right, I saved my sister, and every family's reunited. Off I go.
Off I go.
Wait,
the boat is still there. What the hell?
Oh no, the boat's still there. It's just not possessed by the...
Oh yeah,
you can see the dead, soulless eyes.
Bye, family. I'll never see you again.
If you get captured by a bird again, don't give a fuck.
Not my sister.
The fuck. Would that be fair if at the end the grandmother just like, oh yeah, by the way, Link, you's adopted. They ain't really your sister. Thanks for saving her. Don't get the fuck out of my house. The sister runs and falls into the ocean, just drowns. It's a dark ending for a Zelda game.
I have to ask, like, where is he going?
Speaking of surprisingly dark things, why is she wearing a skull shirt?
Where is he going, John? On an adventure.
I don't understand why they just put his boat in their bigger boat and he's right in there.
Yeah, it's like, sorry, I ride alone. You're right next to us, okay?
Hey, Link's got the swift sail. They're slowing him down.
I had to get one more in, Ryan. I applaud you.
I'm not sailing the Great Sea with you. You're sailing the Great Sea with me. Okay. He's going through his edgy phase.
He's now played by Shadow the Hedgehog in this game. It'd be like taking Triforce pieces from a baby, and that's fine by me.
Fine by me.